Denty Pudge, you know, even if it doesn't work out, it's fun to watch. Bait just hasn't been in a very good place this season. But for Gambit, they're still in an okay spot. Every win that they can come up with is another point for them to actually keep themselves in the second division. I don't think they're fighting for upper division anymore unless they are able to beat CIS Rejects here, and then Hydra would have to lose a series, and V-Game would also have to lose another series.
A lot of ifs.
That's a lot of ifs. So if we're being like realistic here, Gambit is either fighting to stay alive. With one win, they should be okay in the middle grounds, but if they lose, they're still in a threat of being eliminated. If Bait manages to win their last games, and if Fantastic Five wins just one of them.
Mm-hmm. So very unlikely.
Very unlikely. So looking at a middle ground so this is honestly feels like this is a very basic game where CIS Rejects probably has the higher bet because they need to win the series. They don't need to necessarily win this specific map, so they're playing very relaxed. Dark Willow, TB now being brought up as well, so they have, despite the Beastmaster Weaver already being up against them, TB's great against the Weaver damage-wise, same with the Ember Spirit. You've got 2 hard lockdowns, but no save for CIS Rejects against these, so it kind of relies on their aggressive playstyle to break abilities instead of purging them off of their carries.
5 seconds. Hurry.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna rely a lot on taking the initiative. With Puck and Spirit Breaker jumping in instead of just sitting behind the TB and waiting for Gambit to jump on Ramses. It's more likely that CIS Rejects just runs at them, and then you don't really need defensive tools as badly. Of course, there is the Willow. If someone jumps on your TB, you can just pop the Terrorize, and it's probably gonna buy enough time for your TB to survive.
Yeah. Survivability is definitely the key here. TB can build into a huge HP pool. If you think about Scotty, Ags, and even Manta, you can easily rock up to like 3.2, 3.4k HP on this hero. Usually the Aghanims is the big deal maker with the Scotty. There's just so much HP, and you still keep all the damage, and you also have the fear, which is actually super good against heroes like Weaver and Bane, because they're usually always around the team fight.
5 seconds remain.
Yeah, for sure. So Mice gonna be banned out by Gambit. We really haven't seen too much Mice recently.
Not really, yeah.
It used to be the '1 offlaner, and everyone was just picking it first phase, and these days it just kind of gets ignored, and I'm not completely sure why. He still ticks all of the boxes.
He does. He's been falling off. Like, if I'm looking at the popularity for Mars in the hero list of combined picks and bans, he's outside of the top 10 list. OD has sneaked his way inside to the top 10. Beastmaster has been in 42 out of 43 games of 10 picks and 32 bans. So this will be 43 out of 44 games.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent hero, I think. Yeah.
He is a well-rounded hero, but why isn't Mars? Like, Mars is a very versatile hero overall.
Good question. I guess Beastmaster is better at vision. He's better at pushing. He has a BKB piercing disable. He amplifies his carries. And Mars just kind of plays in arena and deals damage.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I can make any hero sound bad like this and any hero sound good. So take what I say with a grain of salt.
Make Meepo sound good.
So you have this hero that can be on every single part of the map at the same time. He's basically just multiple heroes, so he's gonna farm faster than anything. He can constantly TP back and forth to base, so he doesn't really care about his HP. He has insane Aghanim Scepters and Shards. He has roots on multiple of his clones, which means that you can keep a single hero in the same position indefinitely as long as you have mana. And it's just insane. You have the highest XPM and GPM potential of any hero. You have a really nice early peak. You have great pushing power, Roche potential, and I can keep going, honestly. It's a fantastic hero. I would recommend any beginner to pick him.
Nice.
seconds to pick.
That last sentence especially is a perfect add to it. But yeah,
5
you've
seconds.
definitely
Hurry,
sold Meepo
hurry.
for a lot of people watching this game right now. So definitely no cons, right? No cons in that hero. Just all
Nope.
good stuff. And we are going back to 2018 meta. Phantom Lancer versus Terrorblade. And we see the Darkseer
What
pick
a
up.
joy.
Of course, it is the Pasha Darkseer. That's going to be the last pick to fill in the CIS Rejects draft. And if we look at it on paper, Smiling Knight, I feel like Phantom Lancer alongside his Gyrocopter is some of his comfort heroes. You could almost say one of his best heroes as well. But is it good enough in this game, Wingblade?
It is a very good PL game. No doubt about it. PL's very good against Willow. It's decent against Puck. It's pretty good against Spirit Breaker. It's great against Terrorblade. At the same time, thinking about last game, CIS Reject just kind of looked like the better team. And when you play PL, it can be quite rough if you're like the only like win condition for your team. Because you need those 2 to 3 items before you're truly relevant. So is it a good PL pick? Yeah, for sure. Are Gambit gonna win? That's harder to say.
At least one thing we do know is do not expect any fluent team fights, especially at the later parts of the games, if our technology can handle it, because usually Dota servers not very keen of this specific carry matchup. Might be a definitive victory condition as well for either team who has a wooden PC. Remember the good old WOODEN into the chat when you were waiting for a player to connect onto the server. Remember those times, Wingblade? Remember those?
No?
Because those were the days. I mean,
How old are you, Panda?
old enough.
Because I'm pretty old and I honestly don't remember.
Mic test, 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
you can look me up on Liquipedia.
You have a Liquipedia page? Look at you.
Oh, such a grown-up man now. I mean, I'm double digits, so I mean it makes me old enough. That's for all of you. That's for all of you youngsters in chat as well.
I don't think we're gonna have a lot of 7-year-olds watching. If so, it's bedtime.
What? You're saying 7 is 2 digits? What's wrong with you, man?
30 seconds to battle.
You said at least I'm 2 digits.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, but it's unlikely that we have single digits, right?
Hello, mic
Yeah,
test,
I thought
mic
you
test, 1,
just
2,
said
3.
like you were referring to 7s, and I was like, wait, what? No.
I think I can count, but I may have misspoken.
I hope so. You're my analyst. Do your job. Count the numbers.
I'm an analyst. I work in IT. I should be able to count.
Anyway, we got ourselves our bounty spawning. F&G is going to be taking this one from the Weaver, approaching with Shikuchi, so that's not going to go for him. 2 for 2. And our blading matchups are going to be as follows. We got our Puck versus the Ember Spirit, Ard Willow, and the TB going up against the Beastmaster and the Weaver, and of course their bot lane. Bane, Spirit Breaker, Darkseer, and of course the Phantom Lancer.
Bloody PL pickers. Disgusting.
Anybody who's a big fan of illusions, oh, look at that creep wave, go all the way under the tower. All calculated, all according to plan.
You know, after almost 10 years of playing Dota and Dota-like games, I'm still not sure who this favors. Getting the creep on the tower
under
like
the
that.
tower,
Because
yeah.
normally I would say it's good for the off lane, because now the creep wave has like equilibrium close to the off lane tower. But at the same time, this is a Darkseer lane, which is kind of fucked in general because of the dynamic with the iron shells. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, man, and I'm supposed to be the analyst. This is awful.
But sometimes it is okay to admit your faults and your mistakes. But I mean, honestly, what we can do is do what every person in the world does. You wake up in the morning. Some people wake up in the night, but when you wake up in the morning
Yeah, I don't
and
wake
you
up in the
learn
morning.
something new during the course of the day, that was a day worth waking up to.
Right.
That is a motto you should always live through. So at the end of this laning stage, we can actually see what impacted and what made it so good for it, either the PL or the Darkseid.
I thought you were gonna say, like every person does when they don't know something, just shout obscenities and become racist.
I don't want to do that. That's not a good thing
Or
to
you
do.
can do the analyst move where you just call it, that's interesting.
You can be a
That's
known...
what I always do.
I mean, you can be a very, well, I'm not sure if you want to say a very known talent, but you could be a guy who randomly goes on Twitter and says, I am esports! And then everybody's looking at your direction, so you can always do that. Though, looking at this laning stage right now, still keeping an eye open on the spot lane because I want to actually see what is the outcome of this matchup with the Darkseid and the PL. It's still up to 8 and 9 CS so far. Spiritbreaker getting to harass a bit as well. Mid lane, not that much to watch, 13 and 12 in terms of CS, and this top lane is also fairly even. Ramses with a tiny bit of an edge, but at least Beastmaster's getting a better lane this time compared to Pasha's Beastmaster, who is falling behind in XP and farm as well. So when everybody left the lane, that's the time when you start to get farm.
Don't jinx it though.
I'm not. It's just the early Beastmaster levels. Like level 1 Beastmaster, if you have a support in the lane, in this case not, because Roger is just basically constantly battling out with Seiyu. They basically allows the Beastmaster to get more XP and farm because nobody's hitting the boar.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yep. I love how when you said that the boar instantly died. But yeah, I agree.
That happens. And the Depressed Kid is actually diving tier 2 towers and he's dead too. He gets the first blood. He's got his items on the courier. Spent a bit of extra money too. And that's the first 2 kills of the game. Very interesting dive into the tier 2 tower. You don't get to see that too often.
No, I saw the first blood and then I panned like where it happened and I was like, this is a tier 2. Is the courier gonna die?
Yeah, looking at courier deaths instead of hero deaths.
Imagine solo killing the highest ranked player in the world probably and then losing your courier to creeps. That's the good life.
Charge from FNG onto Bane. Back to the lane we go. Standard issue here. Well, at least in terms of CS, Posh is up at 13. PL's got 22. So this is getting very advantageous for Smiling Knight. But FNG with boots picked up and able to get that Iron Shell damage ticking the whole time. That hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah. The disconnect certainly hurts.
So, what's your take on the spot lane?
So far, PL has been doing a pretty good job. Back in the day, these Darkseid +1 lanes used to win against pretty much anything. But I think Bane PL is honestly pretty much fine, especially Bane. Against melee heroes, he can still trade pretty efficiently. And PL shouldn't get caught. So I'm not sure if it's really achieving the thing CIS Rejects wants to achieve with this lane. But it's not too bad either. Like, they're not destroying this lane. They're doing okay.
One fun fact I
Knight even bought a bloody hood.
One fun fact I do want to bring out, and this is actually a pretty fun one. We did some numbers with Benji, and we talked about this Ramses Terrorblade we saw earlier on in DPC. It was just before the Christmas or / winter solstice break. He got into what, with a non-alchemist hero, was it the all-time top 4, top 3 list with his TB of 47 minutes and 54,000 net worth. 54,000 net worth, and that was with a Aghanims buff from Roshan, which doesn't calculate towards your GPM. What the heck is going on? People are just dying. I'm trying to tell a story here about a really impressive statistic, and they're just fighting. What's up with this? No
Just
respect.
go to the main menu
SMH.
screen so we don't get distracted by the game while you share the interesting trivia.
No, this wasn't. I wasn't even looking at it on the screen. This is from a game we cast with Harry Freak, and that was just absolutely nuts. Because your GPN was 1,150 when you add in the Aghanims buff from Roche.
Oh, decent.
Even without the Aghanim's shard buff, sorry, the Aghanim's blessing buff, that was still like 1,040 GPM or something like that, which was still like top 9, top 8 all time in Dota. I would recommend to watch that game.
That's what chat gets on Precision 5 supports, T-Panda.
Which ones, though?
All of them.
All of them. Everything. Pasha's very alone here in bot. A lot of damage coming in from Smiling Knight and Pantomime. Nicely breaking actually that surge with this, and that's a dead Darkseer. It's gonna take them a bit of time, but
Broken ankles?
so many broken ankles. How many ankles do they have? Still getting that kill in the end. Took them a bit of time, but they got it. Cracking down some numbers. Puck leading with 3,500. Off to a pretty decent start, despite dying under the tower and getting killed another time next to the tier 1 tower, which we did completely miss. We did catch this death. Like a puddle on the ground, at least.
Regardless, both Melojul and Depressed Kid are having a pretty decent time on mid. Like, it's the classic situation where both of the mids are the two most farmed heroes in the game.
That is prone to change in the minutes to come, though. But for Puck, what kind of build are you going for? Witchblade, definitely. Do you go for TP boots at all, or something else?
I think so. It's the most common build these days, just because of the global presence.
Nice attempt here onto Ramses. Afterlife is there. Melojul is there, and FNG with the body blocks is going to trade his life. Very sacrificial move, but also very needed to keep the Terrorblade alive. FNG dead.
Melojul missed his chains. I feel like if he hit them, Ramses would have been dead, because he doesn't have Sunder.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
It is what it is sometimes. 6 kills in 8 minutes. Calm start. Melojul, Smiling Knight is now working towards his Diffusal Blade. So he's built the hood. Wants to soak up the magical damage being dealt onto him in the early minutes. That's also going to help him throughout this entire game. Magic resistance up to 40% is quite a lot. The coil will be used onto the Bane. Onto the Bane. And they're fighting on their side of the map, but Depressed Kid is the one to fall first. Melojul is still there. He's still got chains available, too. And that's a 2-for-1. They kill the Bane, but they've lost the Puck in the process.
This is quite a rough start for CIS rejects. Ooh, they do get a... No, they lose Roger as well.
Oh, he died in the Puck. That's a solo kill for Afterlife.
Yeah, just roar into Centaur Storm.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Gambit has a better late game, so if they win the early game, that is trouble for the rejects.
Yeah, this is not an easy game for the TB if he's the only guy alive. Like, you're thinking, oh, TB is going to kill them all, but you're also going to hit them. Pasha going for this classic back wall plays, but not enough damage. FNG, though, he's arriving at an opportune time, but the charge is not going to go through. It's not fast enough, even with 3 points. Root connects onto Pantomime. Puck is also coming in from the side, so Roger, he is credited with the kill and an assist for the Puck with the use of the Illusory Orb.
The Beastmaster getting closer to his Helm of the Overlord. I wouldn't expect a 14-minute one, though.
Whereas really starting to rock up. FNG. Nice change from Melojul. Ain't going anywhere.
You are no more.
This one's he's not going to miss.
And Ember really doubling down on the early game. He has Phase Boots, Falcon Blade, Orb of Corrosion. He deals so much damage right now. Just look at the Sleight of Fist. It's 1/4 of Puck's HP.
Still got chains as well. He could kill this Puck here right now. The coil comes through. The right clicks. Look at that. So much damage indeed. FNG holding onto a book. He could get level 6. Darkseer's also getting killed on the other side as this chase is happening. And this is not looking too hot. Gambit are really coming in strong into this game number 2. What's going on with CIS Rejects? Is it just a weakness of a draft right now?
Looks like it. We spoke about the inconsistency of Gambit. Not sure if that was still while we were live, but
No.
sometimes they look great, and sometimes, like last game, it looks a little bit more rough. But this game, they've definitely been looking strong.
Yeah.
Especially Melajul, he's creating so much space on this Ember. Just going for all of the plays.
And Puck again. Terrorize is there, but the damage is still sufficient. It's going to be enough to kill the Puck. Can't get rid of the bug on the Puck, and now Ramses comes in with Metamorph, and a bit of a desperation move too. There's a lot of traffic here. He's going to have to keep himself safe because even if they don't have the stuns, no Fiend Script or no Roar, he's not very welcome here. Roger also moved away. But yeah, jumping on the topic of inconsistency, like this is the team that beats V Gaming 2-0 and then proceeds to lose the Fantastic 5-0-2. Who's second last, by the way. It's like, how? Why? Like, what were the conditions for it? It's not even a 2-1. It's just a straight-up 2-0 loss. And then also losing to Windstrike, which is with the team tying up with Gambit right now. Well, that could have been a 3-game series, but it wasn't. So you're right about that. Darkseer, there's the wall again. Bit of a desperation move at the last second before he falls, and now Melio is on the other side of the map as well, and Depressed Kid is trying to make some plays happen, but it's very desperate for now. Can they still make something out of this, though? Half HP onto the Beastmaster, stun is there, but they're not going in any direction, really. They're just moving back and forth, keeping safe, close distance. They're socially distancing themselves, at least, but keeping themselves protected. Spirit Breaker shows up in lane. Meliul misses the chain. Doesn't actually use his chain, so he can use it now. And he hits the creeps with it. Double range creep chains.
Yeah, it feels so effortless for Gambit this game. They just move all around the map. They keep finding kills, and they don't lose any heroes. And at the same time, Piel is out-farming TV pretty hard.
Yeah. Pasha. Say you, he just casually drops his ulti on the ground. He's still dead. Meliul's got no mana left, but it doesn't matter. Top lane, though, Beastmaster being targeted by CIS Rejects, and that's gonna go through. That's gonna be their 5th kill of the game. Pretty well timed there, tanking up with 3.
They get something, even if they still just trade offlaner for offlaner. See Ramses working towards a Manta, but it's not gonna be a particularly fast one. And at the same time, Smiling Knight, he has his defusal finished. That is scary.
4,000 gold lead too. 14-5 on the scoreboard with 14 minutes on the clock. Big difference between these two. Diesel Blade ready. Hood is there, starting to build Sanj. And Yasha actually on this PL. That's confident he's feeling about it. No Manta.
Yeah, interesting. This looks like a pretty darn good Manta game to me against the Dark Willow, Spirit Breaker, Puck. Even against the Reflection from TV.
I'm feeling like he wants to have less coil duration to be able to doppelganger.
I guess so.
It's also going to reduce the duration of the Aghanim's coil from Puck.
True.
That's the only thing I can come up with. Like coil is his worst enemy.
Resistance and tankiness is very nice.
It is. Tankiness in general is nice, but reducing the duration of some of the crowd controls, especially when you're not able to use your doppelganger. While Roche has been taken, that goes for Meliul. You could say the man of the hour. At least the man of the quarter hour. The last 15 minutes has been pretty nicely rocked by this Ember Spirit. 100 CS, 7 kills. Falcon Blade, OOC is paying off. Puck's trying to cut the creep wave, gets rooted. No follow-up though. He's taking a lot of damage. Half of his HP pool gone.
A depressed kid. Really been struggling a lot this game. He needs his blink, and then maybe he can start to do a bit
Look
more.
at Melo. You look at the aggressiveness of this guy. He's going to force out the coil, hiding in the trees, waiting for the duration to run out to be able to use his remnant, but he's not going to get it this time. Seiyu walks in as well. Where's the backup? Bane is still very far away, and December is going to be in trouble with the metal. We're coming up from Ramses, doing a lot of damage onto Melo. He's going to be able to take him down, and that's a streak gone. And maybe overcommitting a little bit to this because CIS Rejects gets themselves a freebie kill, and also not just the Aegis, a second one, which credits them a lot of money. Smiling Knight pops himself at the ED rune. He's got a lot of damage on this PL, spotted by the Illusory Orb by Depressed Kid. Now they just need to get themselves in position. Beastmaster still far away. Ramses wants to keep up the pressure and get this tower done while that Metamorph is still running. Only going to be a few more seconds, and now their weakness is going to be here. So Gambit, it's now or never. Phantom tries to get closer. Bulldoze being used. Sniper instantly removed. He's still got that Fiend Script available. Spirit Breaker tries to TP away. Not going to happen. Press Speed is also being spotted in the river, but he's also going to Blink Dagger. So he's going to make his way out. And that's a 1-for-1 with a tower down and a big, big streak taken by CIS Rejects.
Yep. Very big turn of events for them. Getting the most important hero on the map plus a tier 1 and taking the Aegis. You can't ask for much more. Of course, now it's going to be another minute of farming.
That's good. Oh, another coil
With
available.
rejects.
Silence is there. Way playing it to the last seconds as well. Meliul, he's got his stun
Where
coming
is
out
it?
to from that, and that's a second kill. It's looking pretty dangerous now because the momentum is shifting, but look at that. The coil comes out. Sorry, the wall comes out. As they've got Roger and the Fiend Script on the Darkseer with the damage from Smiling Knight. They're killing the illusions before the Bane is dying, but the Bane is still dead, and Pasha not able to run out of this one. I love how Smiling Knight's like, don't hit the Darkseer, hit the illusions instead. I'm dying to these guys, and he still dies.
Yep. I love how the moment I said that CIS Rejects is just gonna farm for a while because they don't have meta, they kill Melajul again. And suddenly 3 heroes disconnect.
Not suspicious at all, but that also means that there's no longer a net worth lead for Gambit. It's been like this every single game so far with CIS Rejects. It's that they don't necessarily lead the game, but they lead it in the end. Let's see if that dialogue stays true, because Gambit started off very strong, and so have other teams before them against CIS Rejects. We talked about Namiga in the previous game. They did the same thing.
It felt like CIS Rejects were really lost when Depressed Kid was struggling. Like when he couldn't finish his Witchblade and just kept dying. Even the coils they went for felt kind of hopeless. But then somehow they found their footing and they're looking to be in a pretty decent position right now. Because with just 9k net worth, Terrorblade is a little bit stronger than PL. Especially because Smiling Knight doesn't have a great way of dealing with coil just yet.
Yeah. 17-8. CIS Rejects slowly building up, and you can actually look at the GPM. Ramses is he's not too far off of the PL and the Ember. Just 10 gold per minute behind. So in terms of 10 minutes, that's just 100 gold short. And it almost shows it almost looks like the
close
same.
to 1150 yet?
Not quite yet. That's gonna take some time. He hasn't had like free farm, but 162 CS in 17 minutes. We're kind of looking at QoP numbers here.
QoP numbers.
Wish I'd learned how to read.
Yeah, let's not make that a thing. I don't think that's too accurate to actually tell what happened. So what we were referring to was the Depressed Kid QoP from the previous game.
Right. I mean, all things considered, I wouldn't mind getting QoP's number. Goodness.
Oh boy. Well, let's not get too thirsty here. We're still casting a professional game.
Right.
Still a bit of a pause as our other players have reconnected, except for the Bane. Waiting for him to get back on the server. Continue the game after that. So, let's see if I actually have a piece of trivia here. This honestly must be the most common answer I got from all those interviews I did with the CIS region, or the Eastern European region. I talked with Pantomim from Gambit, and I talked with Mag from Windstrike about the same thing. Basically about if you had to play one hero or if you had to live the life of a hero for the rest of your life, what would it be? They both answered Brewmaster because they wanted to have an unlimited supply of beer.
Makes sense.
Mag actually refers Brewmaster as the Drunk Master, and apparently there are some Russian memes about this, but my meme game is weak. I do not know about these. If they do, please feel free to send them via Twitter DM at T_PandaDota. I would like to see if there's any memes about Mag and the Brewmaster, because apparently it's a thing.
I know it's used to be or still is one of his signatures, but I wasn't aware of that.
While we've already discussed this one before with Harry Freak, but with V Gaming's and Toha, sorry, not V Gaming's and Toha, Hydra and Muka. Muka was talking about Earth Spirit being his favorite hero, and with him I actually spiced it up a little bit with what is his favorite food or favorite dish, and which hero should be the best one to make that one. He's talked about the Earth Spirit because in Kyrgyzstani food they use sumalok, which is like a rock, a salt rock, which they use as an ingredient. So they basically put rocks on top of meat while they're cooking it in a pot, and it gets the flavor of the saltiness into the meat from the rock. So then they remove the rocks and then they eat the meat, and it's super tasty, apparently. I really want to try it out sometime. It sounds interesting.
Good.
If you Google that, or if you check that on YouTube, you will find a couple videos about it, that it's the favorite food of Genghis Khan.
Interesting. Meanwhile, here in the Netherlands, we just don't use spices and we just eat like cabbage.
You don't use any spices?
Nah.
Don't you have
We're
like
too white for flavor.
But what about Belgium? Because Belgium has spices. They use like don't they eat like Brussels sprouts or something? Don't you have something similar in the Netherlands?
We do. We just don't put spices on them and boil them until they don't have any texture left.
Okay, so you love your food bland.
Uh-huh.
I guess
Yeah,
you're
that's
just
Dutch cuisine.
you're sounding just like us in Finland. I'm just gonna throw us into camera scene because why the heck not? Because we're still waiting for the game to continue. You can see from the lovely split screen, which we have right there, is our actual in-game view. Yeah, Finland has the same thing. We don't like too complicated foods, you know? Bane is actually reconnected back to the game, so you don't have to watch our faces anymore. Bye-bye. Production value.
Yep. We'll discuss Finnish food at some later time.
Yeah, we just need to get a major in Finland, so we can... then I can invite you for some very basic meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Sounds good. For now, the only food we're gonna be watching is Pasha, who already died 6 times.
Yep. Plenty of deaths for him. He's back up and running. Beastmaster now building into a Blink Dagger and a BKB, and we still get to see a Sanjin Yasha on the Phantom Lancer, so he's not changing it into a Manta.
Interesting. Smiling Knight doesn't like illusions, apparently.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Good way to put it, considering the hero he's playing. But I guess he knows something that we don't, because I've played a lot of TB, and sometimes I can see Sanjin Yasha better than a Manta, because you're still packing a big punch. You can build into a massive HP pool with this hero, even without a heart. PL, something similar. Doesn't have... Well, actually, let's compare. 2.0 on TB... Actually 2.2 strength gain on PL, so he should have a higher HP
Way
pool than
tankier.
TB. Yeah, that's 0.2 tankier is a lot.
He's gonna have 3 extra strength at level 20.
Yeah. Their difference right
Actually,
now...
I can't do math. Whatever. It's late.
Their difference right now is TB is a level lower, and he's got 110 more HP. But that's prone to change because of the 0.2. As top lane, we got a fight going on as Afterlife is already taken out. And the Crest Kit will follow up on that. Seiyu gets this one, an FNG. Nowhere to go. Meloyul has his fresh BKB and a Fiend's Grip as well. Caught onto Roger. And CIS Rejects are paying a heavy price here. Gambit making the work, making the dream work.
Yep. Definitely recovering their strength during the pause. They take a pretty good fight. Ramses? I'm not sure if he had meta back then, but probably for the best that he missed out on that fight.
Yeah, he wants Scotty. He was farming the triangle and just moving around the bot area, pushing out the waves, farming the camps. Still on top of net worth. But it really is the Ember Spirit that's making a lot of the work around the map, and this PL now slowly getting activated. With the Sanjay and Yasha, Smiling Knight he's ready to fight now. He's ready to move with the team. TB still needs time.
He bought a blink on Bane. We don't see that too often. Generally, it tends to be the Adderlands or the Glimmer Cape.
Smart boy.
But no, he just wants to jump in and catch people.
I like the idea too, because Fiend Script's cast range is pretty small. So if you're able to blink in a very hidden spot in the trees and start channeling your Fiend Script, it's like, where's the Bane? I really like that idea. Downside is if there's a vacuum nearby, they might just be able to catch him. Puck is found. Blinks out for a second, and there we have it. Look at that blink nightmare. They're going to catch the puck, and the coil's going to be there, and he's able to jump out. At that same time, FNG is killed by Afterlife. So 2 brawls, and he actually still gets the puck in the end. I thought he was already safe, but he wasn't. Since Seiyu finds the TB in the trees. And I also found out that there's a sentry down on the ground, but there's a lot of people showing up, so TB... Weaver actually had a Yules. If he saw him, he could have cancelled the TP, but he didn't find the TB in the trees.
That would have been huge. But regardless, I think Gambit should be able to take the tier 1 bottom. If they want to.
Radiant's top tower is being
Making
attacked.
Gambit work for their money at least. Killing the puck was big there. That's another death.
Kid.
Yeah, 7 deaths so far. He's not enjoying this game at all. They're smoking up as they're being walked in on. Meloyul in from the vacuum to the charge, to the nether strike, to the terrorize, and not getting to play this game at all. But the nightmare save is there from Pantomim, and still stunned, uprooted on the spot. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. And they've taken Meloyul out of play. I love that combo from the vacuum into the charge to make sure that Meloyul doesn't instantly evaporate with that remnant.
Yep. And then some nice restraint from the pressed kid as well, not using the coil, just going for the silence, figuring that Meloyul was already dead.
Oh, Puck dead. Here we go. Now we're going straight ham, and they found the target they wanted to kill. It's Smiling Knight. He's down to 1,000 HP, but he's safe on the high ground with 600 remaining. FNG dies to the tier 3 tower, getting a piece of this action, as this tier 2 is also being sieged up slowly there, but they've run out of Metamorph, and CIS rejects are on the run, but Seiyu's not done yet. Hoping to find someone. Sadly, can't target a hero inside Shadow Realm, so that Willow's out.
Still pretty nice for CIS rejects. They got another kill onto Meloyul. They deal some damage to the tier 2. Afterlife has his Helm of the Overlord plus Blink Dagger. Meloyul has himself a nice BKB and is now going for a Maelstrom. And let's see, Smiling Knight has the Sanjay Yasha and is now going for Octarine, so he's gonna be going for the spam build.
The spam build, yeah. He's got the shard as well, so yeah. A lot of illusions hitting with diffusals. Mana will be burnt this game. Second Roche to fall, who takes the shard. There's a couple heroes who do not have it. And it's going for the Ember Spirit, so any hero dying, that means he gets himself an extra remnant, plus the old burn.
Radiant's bottom tower
So even the smallest tick damage might come into play. That's going to be a good blink cancel as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Teleports to bottom. CIS rejects looking for a smoke, but Gambit's also really nearby. Afterlife. He's the one to be in front. FNG. Oh, he's found the entire team. That's going to be Seiyu. Weaver is going to be going down. Pasha even uses the normal punch. Push the guy around. But that's a smoke that has been ganked, or tanked in this case.
We haven't really discussed this much, but the Daxia build is very interesting. We generally see something like an Aghanims being rushed, and then maybe a blink, but Pasha went for the Crimson Guard, which is weird in its own, and then went for the shard afterwards.
I don't know. Isn't Crimson Guard like the item to go against illusion heroes? Especially PL?
Technically, yes, but you rarely ever see it. Because you need to buy Vanguard, and Vanguard's kind of pointless. You spend like 4k gold to not take damage from illusions for 10 seconds or something. It's potentially great, but in practice it rarely ever saves someone.
Yeah, it doesn't really save anybody, that's true. It does buy a bit of extra time. We did discuss during the draft that there are 0 saves in CIS Reject's lineup, so they're like, we have to run at them to be able to save our supports kind of way. Like, Willow is an easy target to kill. And any other heroes is actually susceptible to the roars and the fiend scripts, so they have to run at the opponents to break the spells, basically. Yep. There's no real AoE threat, so they could just clump up on any hero they find, and look at that. That's just a piece of art. That's a work of art right there. Pantomim, lane ward plays down, sees a quick glimpse of the puck. He blinks in, fiend scripts him, and he's gone for 50 seconds. Blink is paying off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in practice, doesn't the blink just add 1200 cast range?
Mm-hmm. He's got short cast range and abilities. Why build an Aether Lens when you can just go straight up Blink Dagger and be where the hell you want and still get your spells off?
Yeah.
You are right about that, my friend. Glyph has also been used, so if Gambit gets himself a good push on, they can even take more buildings inside the high ground. Ramsey. Metamorph is ready. Look at that beautiful wall. No! Don't do this to me. No!
Why? Oh, this is really awkward.
Why do you do this? I'm done. Can I just? Can I just disconnect? Never mind, man. What a timing to pause. 3 heroes disconnected from CIS Rejects too.
Yeah. If you want, I'll just solo cast this one. It's a shame that I don't have camera control.
Tell us what's going on. Just go ahead.
Right. We have Ramses reconnecting to the game. Let's see. Afterlife is in the middle of roar animation, but because of all the particle effects, I have no idea how far along it is. Like, even in showcase view, you just can't see the hero. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the roar.
The Black Dragon's head is inside a tree. That's what I can see.
That's some
He's slowly sliding deeper in as well. Okay, the trees are actually moving. Never mind. People are reconnecting.
Afterlife and Pantomime are gonna be dead for sure.
Okay.
With Sayov potentially being dead.
All right, prepare yourself your beatbox. Here we go. As we kick off into this fight, because the roar coming out, the charge coming out from FNG. Terrorblade is also still holding his ground nicely here as he's taken 1 hero almost down, but it's not going to be enough, and it's a slideshow. We can't even see what's happening right now, but Pantomime and FNG die post-pause, and Ramsey stays alive. He's got 1200 HP, still has a Sunder available. Gambit have just disengaged from this fight completely, so it's a 1-for-1.
Ooh. Ramses?
For now, at least. Ramsey's heavy hits coming in from Knight, but he does have a Lotus Orb to protect him for a second. There's the Sunder into an illusion, doesn't fight the right one. He can't get forward. He was getting body blocked by all the illusions. There's going to be Meliul coming in as well. Got the puck coming in for the rescue. Depressed Kid, he needs to keep his buddy alive, and Terribly down to 30 HP. The Urn Ticks will take him out of play, and they have killed him. Depressed Kid moved back away as well. The Willow will be hunted down by Afterlife and Meliul and all of this zoo inside the base, and Smiling Knight, he has that Aegis still for another minute, and meanwhile the next hero, the Beastmaster, he's taking hits but he's still alive. Puck, half of his HP pool gone. FNG coming in as well. He's still got himself a second of life to keep himself up, and that blink is there. Another attempt. Does he still go for more? Meliul's out of mana. He cannot dive on this puck anymore, so in the end, 1-for-1 turns into a 1-for-3 in favor for Gambit as the TV and the Willow fall.
Yep, and Depressed Kid was lucky that Melishul's Maelstrom didn't proc there, because that certainly would have killed him. Phew.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah,
under
it's starting
fire.
to look more and more
Every time
difficult for the
Radiant's courier
CIS
dies,
rejects to
a
do
second
anything,
courier
really.
in a
They had a few miracle fights, but they just cannot deal with both the Ember and the PL. They have to choose, and then the other one just cleans up.
Yeah, Roar into mid as well. The press kit. Death number 9 is just looming in the air. 20 HP. Survival. Is it going to be enough? Posh is dead. He actually lives. He actually lives with 20 HP, but Pasha doesn't. He is hunted down by the rest of the Gambit squad, and they use Fiend Script for it. 25 HP. 25 HP, and you still get your phase shift off.
Yeah, can't complain about that one.
Damage.
Just so much pressure from Gambit. I haven't seen CIS rejects leave their side of the map for like 5 minutes at least.
It has been like this before, hasn't it? They've still managed to win these games.
Yeah. I mean, they can definitely still win, but their matchups are not great. I feel like it's gonna be very important for Darkseer to get a nice normal punch and wall out on the PL, and then you can have those illusions just kill all the supports from Gambit, and then you have a chance. Psychic Headband is gonna be super nice for Puck. Just coil someone and then push them out.
That is. Actually, looking at neutral items, there's still 2 to be found, and Weaver... Weaver is the one actually carrying the Psychic Headband at the moment. Which I'm a bit curious about, because it's just for the Yules and the Orchids and the Urns.
What?
If he did have Aghanim's, that would be great. I would love to give it to the Bane, and it is actually given to the Bane right now. Or is it? No, it isn't. Meanwhile, the Pressed Kid is quickly killed off. And these TV illusions are also quickly felled in this top lane. So there used to be a Puck there. Just instantly evaporated.
Orchid Weaver. And Puck doesn't have any ways to clear silence. Because, well, who expects silence against a Weaver? Melajul has his Aghanims as well and is now working towards a refresher, so that's a lot of remnants and a lot of damage. If you throw out all 6 at the same time, it's roughly 3000 magic damage.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
It's a decent amount.
It's a decent amount, for sure. Satanic is now up on the TB. Look at his HP pool.
Dire's middle tower is
Talked about
Yeah,
that plus
he's
3k
quite
HP
tanky,
TB.
but he still can't fight the PL.
Yeah.
Even though the PL has like 1 carry item. Is he gonna keep the quickening charm? No, he read the patch notes. That's nice. Good job, Smiling Knight.
Yeah. Solid work, solid work. And he's going for Scotty next, so both carries are going to have more than 3000 HP. Smoke up from CIS Rejects. 4 heroes are in it. Still halfway to go, so they've definitely been smoking up for a while, been trying to hunt for a kill, which is not walking into their arms, nor in the front of their feet. Nobody to stomp right now. Gambit has been offering a big challenge for CIS Rejects, so I do have to give it to them that they are really persistent. And they are actually still holding a good grip onto this game. Potentially, maybe even putting this all the way to 3 maps, which we were, well, I mean, you could say suspecting, because it's either a stomp or Gambit just overpowers themselves and stretches it to 3, because we literally said there's no middle ground with this team right now. They either outperform or underperform.
Yep.
And it's looking good for them for the moment. Pantomime blinks away. FNG. He's been found on Melajul. Melajul with the DD rune does a lot of damage, and then Nether Strike doesn't go through. If it did, that could have been an opening for a kill, but Roche is up in 1 second.
But keep in mind, Melajul has a gem, so he's not gonna be surprised by anything. The Pressed Kit has 3k gold, but doesn't have his Aghanims yet.
Yep.
The dive bombs are up.
Oh, yeah, the good old Call of the Wild Hawks. I'm surprised they didn't name it anything else. It's just his Scepter and Shard is just what it is, you know, because it's upping the ability. It would be nice to see if they were actually giving it like a new name, like Hawks have suddenly learned how to dive bomb. You know, like something very like they say. It just says that the Hawks gains a dive bomb, but it would be very epic to see like the Hawks have suddenly been taught by the Eastern Master from the otherworldly talent.
And I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know. It's the Sensei Rikumiku-san that is talking right now. Spirit Breaker, easy kill.
Very nice kill there.
You were making fun of my name a couple of years ago. You were calling me the anime villain because of my first name.
Is that true?
I'm not sure if you were actually making fun of my name, but you were giving me nicknames of my name. That's what I remember.
Sounds like something I would do.
Wingblades bullying me. Nah, it's not the case.
Right, Riku Miku.
Yes, that's the one.
Like an anime.
That's the one. I was waiting for it. The Rikumiku-san. Like that's when I renamed myself the anime villain. And then Neff was looking at me very angry, like, "Hey, I'm the anime guy for Twitter." Like, shoot. Roche, however, cheese and axe buffs and Aegises for the taking. So this is going to make killing this PL even harder. If you haven't already killed him already, because it's 6-0 and 6. He will continue with this
1
chase.
PL is rough. 2 PLs is even rougher. And now Aghanim's on
Aghan Weaver
too.
with a psychic headband.
Oof. I mean, you can build Orchid if you know you're gonna get the 3rd Roche.
You can.
How do they kill PL 3 times? That's the question.
Yeah, TB is all about sustained damage or a 1 in a million Sunder on a on a full HP PL when you're full HP, and then Puck comes in with like a Davon or something and just blows him up. Like, that's the. You're starting to rely on luck a lot because PL is so hard to kill.
I mean, it's technically possible that Ramses crits for every single attack from this point.
It's possible, yeah. Depending on the duration of the fight. At least right now, they have found themselves the right Phantom Lancer, and they're going for the first attempt, and he's healed back up. There we go. The first ulti comes out from Seiyu. The Roar is going to be there as well. On to 9 Pasha. Pasha is not going to get to play this game at all as he is out. He's going to maybe even go for the buyback here, but they're having troubles with these Phantom Lancer illusions. It's a 5 versus 4 scenario right now. The Aegis is still up and running, and Ramses is running out of mana pool here. Now it's completely gone too. No mana for a Sunder. Pops is Satanic too. Illusions have been cleared out, but there's more on their way. Illusions and minus armor slowly taking down this TB, and TB's just gonna be taken out as a random hero that doesn't have the power to fight back as Gambit's taken down the raid boss. And they can continue to go onto these mid-racks, and now we're even more looking at a potential end of the game if Gambit can just do it. Just a little bit more is needed. Pasha trying to fight back the PL. PL's illusions onto himself. They're turning sides, they're turncoats, but it doesn't matter because they're not stronger than the actual PL illusions. As Melloyule hunting down for FNG. Look at the damage this guy deals, but they also got the Lotus Orb to push them away from the change. And another charge attempt onto Knight. Doesn't quite connect through. And FNG, oh, that illusion really, really hurts. That is also a dead golem, but it's not crediting any money because apparently a creep was able to snatch it in between. Pasha again.
Oh,
another illusion roar onto the Lotus Orb, but where's the follow-up? Can they get it? Beastmaster down to half HP. The Terrorize comes through as well, only onto the PL, and he is still regenerating, still healing himself up. Depressed Kid coming in from the side. 13 seconds for the TB to come back up, and Wingblade, the fight is still ongoing. It is still not over. CIS Rejects looking for any possible opening. Can they get to this PL? Can they finally end Smiling Knight's life, which they haven't done for the first time, and they have to make it twice, maybe even 3 times, as mentioned about that Weaver Ags. 1500 HP, 1300. Tower 3, the tier 3 towers also taken out. And they also are backing themselves away. Not necessary for them to stay inside the base. They can just regen up. They've already dealt the damage.
They still have 2 minutes of Aegis left.
Still.
Hello, mic test, 1, 2, 3.
And Pasha just hasn't felt too relevant on this Darkseer. Even when he does get the PL illusions, they just die so fast.
The rune of illusion.
He's not getting much use out of it because, you know, you're building that that shard as well, not just for the stun, but it's pretty useful to start multiplying those illusions. But they just don't work the same way. They just don't have enough damage the same way that you would hope them to do. It's just causing more chaos, just adding more FPS drops on both sides. Barely holding together still.
Now PL's about to finish a butterfly as well. Ooh, I have no idea how they can ever kill him.
Yeah. But still, their battle spirit is not broken yet, even despite being 22,000 gold behind and given a 4% chance to win this game. CIS rejects. They're still not out of it. Smiling Knight is right there. Meliul coming in as well with the Ember Spirit jumping in. They got the leash on too. The roar comes out too. But well, it's not going to be enough because Pasha is already down and FNG is also falling low. They've got the Beastmaster who pops his BKB, but it doesn't do anything. They're going to take the Spirit Break. They've got the Fiend Grip as well on the back. They're going to take down the puck. Or can they? He got his he's got it out again with 50 HP, but it's not going to be enough. He's down. He's dead. And now Ramses is all by himself. There's no allies nearby except for Roger going in with another Terrorize. Meliul's dropping low on HP, but he's going to get another ulti from the Weaver to give himself enough mana to be able to jump out with the Remnant as well. But now it is Smiling Knight just throwing in more and more illusions in their way, but they can't get this TP down. And Gambit also has to back out. They did force out the buybacks, and there's only one remaining, and that is the Terrorblade. It's still damage dealt onto CIS Reject's side, and they can't get anything out of this.
Even with the buybacks, it was still an even trade gold-wise. But yeah, you would definitely still favor Gambit there, because they didn't have the buyback. Alashul almost has his refresher. And we do have Aghanims on Depressed Kid as well. So,
Yeah, it does
without
help.
Aegis, they have a chance.
Yeah, it does help, but still doesn't change the dialogue. Seiyu with the silence. Is this really the end of the puck here? Again, 100 HP.
No,
Still got a
that's
bug
easy.
that's gnawing on him, and Seiyu gets it. He gets this one. 105 seconds, no puck. That's a dieback.
Yep. There is still a tier 2 on bottom, so I'm not sure if this is immediately gonna be Megas. It's gonna be hard to stop regardless.
What can you do right now? Like 30 seconds for Metamorph to be up. Smiling Knight's getting charged on. Is this the kill? Is this the one that we're looking for? Is this the one that they're gonna get all the way? BKB pop by Afterlife as well. PL again getting healed by Seiyu. And returned back to 3k HP. There's a stun flying out onto the Spirit Breaker. He's still dropping low. Seiyu also has to back away. Recognizing that this PL is no longer immortal. He seemed so much stronger when he had the Aegis, but now that he doesn't, they almost get the kill through.
I mean, in a one-on-one man fight, he's not gonna be that useful. He just wants to keep spamming these spears. Like,
He's not
PL is
unkillable.
not the hero to actually kill heroes. He just wants to slow them and drain all of their mana, while heroes like Melajul actually deal the damage. Or Ramses.
Yeah, he's just getting swarmed by these illusions. No way to clear them out either. Oh, they found FNG. They found the Spirit Breaker. He's silenced. Refresher as well used by Meliul. And look at that jump on top of him. The Spirit Breaker's history. The melee racks in the top are also gone. And it's a 5 versus 3 fight. And this really is the beginning of the end. Maybe the puck can still come back with that Aghanim's coil. But it has to be a perfect one. It has to be a perfect one.
A coil into vacuum outside of the coil onto 5 heroes.
Ooh.
That would be a chance.
Now that's a dirty thought.
Aside from that, I doubt it.
Yeah, you need to get like a you need to be picture perfect here. And you're basically relying on Gambit to make a mistake. That's the direction of this game right now. Like, if your opponent's not making any mistakes, then you're not going to win this game. You're not going to get it.
And you don't just need a single mistake. You need like 3 consecutive huge mistakes in a row.
Yeah. Not just one, but several.
Because Gambit still has all of their tier 2s.
Yeah. Now that's a cheese on the Ember. There's a refresher shard on the Ember. An Axe buff, which I think was also picked up too. Yep, EL takes it. So he has an active ability on the Juxtapose as well. So he's able to destroy all the other illusions and create max illusions that allows with a bonus 10 seconds and also +2 extra illusions. So illusions on top of illusions. Let's see if the game still holds together. Quick smoke remnant jump. That's a beautiful play there from Meliul. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But Bane is also rooted up, and Ramsey's trying to get some damage in, but he also loses vision of the guy. He can't see where he is right now. Pantomime, he's got a blink dagger available. He can just go deep with that Fiend script, and he doesn't. He goes in front of the puck. He dodges the puck, silence, and the A on this will pop too. And the Nightmare quickly to keep himself up for a little bit longer. The Roots is also connecting onto the T, but the coil is going to be there. But the heal is also coming up from Seiyu, and he will keep the Bane up and running. Meliul, he's right next to this puck. Puck trying to go for a desperate escape, but he's also going to get chained up, and Meliul gets him down, while the rest of CIS rejects are held in place next to the secret shop. And TV is going to get stunned up. Axes are flying in, and here we go. They're going to go again, trying to kick this down. This TV, the big Great Boss, is also going to be taking a lot of hits here, dropping low on HP. The Terror is going to be there as well. Pasha, he's got barely anything to give right now. He's got nothing else except for a surge on his cooldowns, and Pasha is dropping low. Knights is dropping low as well. TV, he's no longer got himself a Metamorph available. He's just going to go drop down, and GG is called. That means we're going to a 3rd map in this series. So Gambit finally, they drop the guillotine on top of CIS Rejects' heads and stretch it to a 3rd map of this series. We're not done yet, Wingblade. We're not done yet.
Nope. Gambit shows a bit of the strength that they showed against V Gaming. Really nice draft from them. Just a PL pick single-handedly won them the game. I wasn't too convinced about their draft before that, but just the fact that Smiling Knight could do what he wanted throughout the entire game proved instrumental. Like, he didn't die a single time. And I would say that Melishul's performance was really, really impressive and flashy, but at the same time, Smiling Knight's performance was just so incredibly solid. Like, almost flawless.
Smiling Knight, Meliul, yep, 48 and 34,000 hero damage dealt. This was not the 1,150 GPM TB blade for Ramses, so
nope. But even if it was,
yeah, even if it was, like, wouldn't have made any difference in this game. Yeah, that's true.
He was 6 slotted and still couldn't do anything.
Too much to worry about in this game. That's just how it is. The story continues. We're gonna be heading over to a 3rd game of this series. Gambit, the middle area team, who definitely didn't have any big bets onto this game anymore at this point, are stretching it all through the distance. And CIS Rejects, they're feeling it now. A loss in this series might mean that they're not going to the 1st division, because the tight battle between 3 teams is even right now. If they lose, they're going to be 3rd, and they have to win the rest of their games. But let's not go too ahead of ourselves. We know what's at stake. We'll see you after the break.